The housing market is finally cooling down. But do you know where prices are falling the fastest? In our last market report, we talked about how home prices in Seattle area finally started to drop in May. In this video, I'm going to show you the latest housing data from 40 cities around Seattle. We'll find out which cities dropped the most and which areas are still holding their value. Before we dive in, I'm Maggie, leader of one of Seattle's top real estate teams. Last year, we closed 148 deals, totaling $180 million in sales. Whether you're buying a home, relocating, or investing, we're here to help. All right, let's get started. Let's take a look at the top 5 cities where price per square foot dropped the most in May 2025. You may be surprised. They're all considered great neighborhoods: Kirkland, Linwood, Kenmore, Redmond, and Snoqualmie. Kirkland's average price per square foot was $711, down 6.9% from last year. Linwood was $424, down 5.8%. Kenmore dropped 5.6% at $501. Redmond saw a 3.5% drop to $660. Snoqualmie dropped 3.2% to $483. What's the main reason? Inventory. There are a lot more homes for sale than last year. For example, in Kirkland, listings increased by over 120% compared to last May. Linwood and Redmond also saw 70 to 90% more homes on the market. At the same time, the number of homes sold actually fell. Kirkland sales dropped 20%, Linwood dropped nearly 8%, and Redmond was down 10%. This is a clear sign of high supply but weak demand, which pushes price down. Let's dig a little deeper into what's happening. I actually live in Kirkland, so I know this area very well. Last year, many tech workers wanted to spend around $1 million for a move-in-ready single-family home in the BRK area like Bellevue, Redmond, and Kirkland. But only Kirkland had enough of those homes, so prices were really high. Even 1,000 square foot homes were selling for $1.3 to $1.5 million. Also, Kirkland was one of the first cities to support HB 1110, a new housing law that encourages more small lot cottages. Many of these cottages sold at around $800 to $1,000 per square foot, or even more, pushing the average price up. But this year, the situation has changed. Economic uncertainty, stock market drops, and tech layoffs have reduced the demand, and that's why prices are falling fast. Another example is Redmond. Microsoft laid off 6,000 people last month, and more cuts are expected. Since Redmond is home to Microsoft's main campus, the local market was hit really hard. Also, there's a new city policy that added over $30 per square foot in extra costs for new construction. I personally bought a single-family home in Redmond last year for a development project. But because of this fee, many investors and developers are no longer buying, and that's also hurting the market. We also compared home prices this May to those in May 2022. That was during the hot market, right before mortgage rates started rising. Some say 2022 was the peak, but surprisingly, in many cities, the current price per square foot is still 10% higher than in 2022. So if you bought back then and held onto your home, you've likely recovered or even gained value. We also created a price change map showing all cities around Seattle. The orange areas show cities where prices dropped, and blue areas show where prices went up. Seattle City stayed mostly stable with just a small drop of 1 to 2%. Areas like Bellevue, Mercer Island, and Newcastle, known for good schools and safety, still held their value very well. Some suburbs like Woodinville, Malik Terrace, Buren, and Maple Valley even saw price increases. And this shows that more buyers are moving to affordable areas with good value. We also noticed that luxury neighborhoods like Clyde Hill had large price drops. Someone asked me, which is more affected, a $4 million homes or a $2 million homes? And my answer, in the cooling market, the higher the price, the more it drops. Luxury homes rise fast when the economy is hot, but fall faster when things slow down. More affordable homes under $2 million tend to be more stable. Please remember, this is just 1 month of data. is short-term snapshot, not a long-term trend. After reviewing this map, we can give some tips for different types of buyers. If you're looking for a low-risk, stable investment, try to buy in areas where price swings are smaller. That includes Seattle City and some north and south suburbs like Shoreline, Mount Lake Terrace, Renton, or Kent. These places already saw inventory growth in the past 2 years, so supply and demand are more balanced now. If you can find a home there with a reasonable price per square foot, there's not much room left to drop. If you have a higher budget and can accept a bit more price movement, I still recommend BRK, that's Bellevue, Redmond, and Kirkland. Because the market is cooling and inventory is rising, you have more choices and more negotiation power. Work with a good agent and you might find a better deal than last year. But keep in mind, many East Side sellers are holding 3% mortgage rates. If they don't sell this summer, they may just rent out their homes instead. So if you want the best listings, you need to act soon. If your budget is even higher and you are shopping for luxury homes, this is your best window to bargain. Sellers in the luxury segment are more flexible now, but you need to prepare for a longer holding period. That's all for today's video. Did your city see a price drop? Which area do you believe has the best future value? Leave a comment below and share your thoughts. If you want a full version of the price change map, feel free to follow us and message us. I'm Maggie. I'll see you in the next video.